Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to coverage of the new NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series, formerly known as the Josh White ARCA Driver Program, now on a new network and a new section body banner. It is the Rhett Tucker Racing 200 from the Michigan International Speedway. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside is Derek Fulton. Matt Johnson is in the Extreme Sim TV Network production chair, and Derek, the ARCA drivers from Josh White, now moving under the NASRA banner. Should be an exciting event here at Michigan. 200 miles, 100 laps around a 2-mile exciting oval that can offer 4-5 wide racing on restarts. We can have caution flags galore or a long green flag run. The question is, it's the way the drivers decide to run tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a huge question on that airflow on the nose and, how they manage that draft and everything, because you do get a lot of draft with these cars, and but you do get aero tight, so being the second car in line sometimes can burn that tire up a little bit more than leading the pack. So you got to be smart with how you move around and make sure you got as much clean air on that nose as you can at all times.
Everybody is getting prepped and set up and ready to go for this event of racing. We should have a good show here for you on, of course, the Extreme Sim Racing Network, or ESTV, if you will. Matt Johnson running the boards, and a new voice to ESTV, if you will, as well as Derek Fulton. We have this awesome program here now, and we're looking to build NASRA. And for people that might not know, you're one of the founders of that, along with Michael McKinnon, who has created this NASRA ARCA series. Let everybody know what the National North American Sim Racing Association is and entails.
Yeah, this is it's something that's come together really quick, but it's all for the drivers, and at the end of the day, we're all drivers as well. So that's the goal here, is to make something that we want to be truly a part of and grow. And in the process, it's going to help our drivers out, and everybody's going to benefit from it. And that's exactly what we need here, is a system for everybody involved, right? And that's what we're trying to do here.
Now, one of the things that we talked about as soon as we came on the air here on ESTV is now the NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series. So as we get ready for these final moments of practice to wrap up and get ready to turn into qualifying, let's take a look at the point standings, if you will, as we move into this event tonight, as these drivers are getting prepared and ready to go for this show. Right now, taking a look at your point standings. If we could there you go. Gabriel Ellison, who right now third on the clock in practice, is currently the points leader. 24 back to Max Steck. Ryan Wolf sits back 32, tied with Clinton Castleberry for third and fourth. Then you've got 34 points back for Rhett Tucker for the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 this evening. Nathan Rogue, Jeremy Cranda, Mitch Ellison, Mike Adamson, and Clinton Sneed right now your top 10. Derek, round out the top 20.
11, we got Dustin Scruggs. He's been really good all season, really consistent. Ryan Kenda, Benjamin Dupree up there in 13th, and Dan Hagen, 14th. Jonathan Munda in 15th. Peyton Howell, 16th. He's got a win on the season, won that Charlotte win. He was a little late coming in and joining us, so he's definitely be working his way up the standings as this goes on. Eric Zimmerman, name we all know around the NASRA community, big name in our community, and Keith Bradley in 18th, and Chris Cinnamon in 19th. Josh Golden 20th.
So there is a look at the top 20 of the standings as we get ready to move into the next event here on Extreme Sim TV. Thank you again to Matt Johnson running the boards. Phenomenal work. Qualifying is about to get underway. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have qualifying for you as we prepare for Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 from Michigan International Speedway right here. This is NASRA on Extreme Sim TV. Back in a moment. proud to be an American in the greatest country in the world, even though we deal with all the craziness that's gone on in our government with the coronavirus pandemic and more. We hope that you all of Extreme Sim TV enjoy this 2 or 3 hour diversion, or at least over 2 hour diversion, if you will, of the excitement of the NASRA ARCA series in the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200. All right, let's catch up with qualifying. We're seeing some of these cars making their way onto the racetrack. We're looking at Ryan Wolf, and we'll catch up with any other cars currently that are on the speedway. I know Matt Johnson and our camera crew will quickly be able to find them and track them down. So as right now, Ryan Wolf looks like he is the fast man, 39.569 seconds. Peyton Howell, second quick, 39.680. Chris Cinnamon is third, as there goes a car we are on the racetrack with, and that is the number 3 machine catching him. That's Chris Cinnamon in his Chevrolet Impala SS, ready to go to take time. And Chris Cinnamon again in that number 3 car. He comes to us, of course, out of Canada. One of your friends of the North, Derek.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys up here, that are breaking into the esports world down in the States. A lot of Canadian drivers up here that, there's, we got it up here too. We love it just as much, the guys that do love it. But at the end of the day, it's the States is where it's at for this stuff. And, if you're going to want to take this stuff seriously, that's where you got to be. Right. So it's a good way for these guys to get their name out there, without, especially right now in the summer with everything going on, the borders being closed and stuff like that. It's a great way to just keep everybody in the loop, really, right? So it's awesome that we have this outlet, because I know a lot of people that I don't know what they'd be doing this summer if it wasn't for it, right? So
Dustin Scruggs is on the racetrack. We'll keep an eye on him, the number 11 machine. He's on the racetrack now to qualify. And that number 11, Prosper, entering, and he's out of Tennessee, by the way. If you look, no wonder he's got those volunteer flag colors for the driver of the number 11 entry. Got a request, Matt Johnson, just saying, hey, could we pick up the volume on the car noise just a little bit on the Nat sound for the Nats on the car noise by a request of somebody. But other than that, everything is looking good. So we hope you enjoy coverage of the Extreme Sim TV Racing Network of coverage of NASRA. Leslie Outland, Derek Fulton, Matt Johnson on production. And again, big thank you to Michael McKinnon. Without Michael McKinnon making this possible, and this is a big change, Derek. You ran the ARCA Driver Development Series. You were a part of the Advance program when it was under the Josh White banner. This was a quick transition to move everything so fast over to NASRA.
Yeah, it was, and I do think they made the right call. Michael started this all up, and he's now started up NASRA, so he's brought the ARCA development program along with him. It just makes sense, obviously, right? So, and he's doing a great job. He really is. He's putting the time in, and he's got the heart, and the guy that we want in charge. It's awesome, and he's a great guy.
Part of Rhett Tucker Racing, Nathan Rogue out of Atlanta, Georgia, the number 87 entry, making his way onto the racetrack right now, just finishing up. And again, there is the man, Michael McKinnon. We just mentioned him. He's out here on the racetrack as well. Nathan Rogue finishing up his time. As currently it is Ryan Wolf, the current fast qualifier. Peyton Howell in second, Gabriel Ellison, Keith Bradley, and Chris Senham in the top 5. And here comes Mike Adamson, a newbie to the world of esports. Got a big finish, a podium top 3 at Daytona for the, of course, NASRA Outlaw Super Series that you can check out on LSR TV every Wednesday night on CRN Sports Network and 12 for audio at 8 p.m. 7 Central. What a show last night. Of course, Garrett Maines winning that event, but Mike Adamson, Daytona, 3rd place in the exhibition a few weeks ago, Derek.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys last night, too, in the North Wilkesboro race come out and have a really, really good, strong running representing that ARCA series. I'm pretty sure Gabriel Ellison and Peyton Howell both grabbed a top 5 finish there last night. So, that's a really strong showing and really good representation of the league in itself.
Rhett Tucker again on the racetrack now, finishing up with his qualifying of the number 99 entry as we roll along here. With all drivers understanding has finished qualifying, so we're getting ready to get the field set, and it looks like 39.569 second for the number 66 machine, and that is the driver of Ryan Wolf, coming to us out of Michigan for the Crybaby Racing Pampers. He races snowmobiles on snow and asphalt for a living as a hobby as well. Sponsored by Pampers for Crybaby Racing. I think that's kind of funny that that's his sponsor, but nonetheless, Ryan Wolf is the fast man here tonight at the racetrack at Michigan. So now we'll get ready for the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200, and it should be a good one. You're tuned into it right here on this Thursday evening on the Extreme Sim TV. Again, Ryan Wolf, Peyton Howell, the Fast 2, Gabriel Ellison, who has won numerous races in the ARCA Josh White banner. We'll see how he goes tonight to the number 27 entry, 39.690 seconds. Keith Bradley, fourth. Chris Cinnamon, the top 5 in qualifying. Dustin, if you want to give us a rundown of the top 10, go ahead.
So we got, Dustin Scruggs in 6th, 7th, Dane Hagen, Clinton Castleberry, Tyler Daniels, Mitch Ellison, Clinton Sneed, Rhett Tucker, and Mike Adamson. That was a surprising time there for Rhett. Rhett's usually, top 5 quick. So we'll see how he does tonight. I know he's been working on the long run a lot lately, so he'll probably be working on that long run for tonight. And, Mike Adamson, we talked about him. He had that strong showing at Daytona, and it's great to see those guys. They're just learning on this, and they're making huge headway every day. Racing against these other guys that are really good and top of the world. You have no choice but to learn it quick, and that's exactly what these guys are doing.
And in just a few moments, we will get the field set to roll here at Michigan. This is going to be again, 200-mile, 100-lap contest, again, around the Michigan Speedway. Michigan Speedway getting ready to get into place, ready to roll for Michigan International Speedway, if you will. And again, everybody is getting excited for this event. Qualifying has just concluded, and we are ready in a few moments for the RTR. That is the RTR Esports 200, but it is abbreviated for Rhett Tucker Racing here at Michigan International Speedway. As the field will get ready to grid here, we are set to roll for 200 miles. 100 laps here around Michigan, a 2-mile racetrack. Derek, as somebody that has ran here before and has ran ARCA competition as well as super late models and trucks and oh my, where do you think we're going to see here at ARCA tonight at Michigan?
I don't really know how this is going to play out because I think you'll have those quicker guys kind of trying to break away, but with that draft, that'll keep those other guys right there on their tail. So it's going to be all about how they manage traffic. So it's, I think if we get through the first 10 laps pretty clean, I think we'll go clean the rest of the race. If we get some trouble early, I think we'll see a lot of it throughout the race.
I think you're 100% correctly on that as well. I mean, I think we're going to see an interesting performance. We'll see how everybody goes as they get ready to grid up for this event. Ryan Wolf and Peyton Howell again. Peyton Howell coming off of an outside row start yesterday in the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model event. You can check that out on LSR TV and the CRN Sports Network for coverage of NASRA on your Super Late Model program. And, you're used to kind of being the driver. You're going to be in the broadcast booth. Your second broadcast with me tonight. Exhibition at Daytona and now for a full ARCA race this evening. And you're going to work with me the entire season for the ARCA program.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Always love working with you. It's always a ton of fun and, learning a lot from just you. And I appreciate that a lot. It's opening up a lot of doors for me too, and just different aspects of things that I never considered before. So it's, you never know where life, right? And you just go with it.
Certainly having fun. But ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, here is your official starting lineup for the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 this evening here, of course, at the Michigan International Speedway. I guess we're going to go into countdown mode here. Row number 1, ready to go. Fast qualifier. His Chevrolet Impala, 39.569 seconds, the 66 of Ryan Wolf. To the outside, Peyton Howell. He'll start second in his Chevrolet number 6.
It's okay.
Getting ready to get row number 2 set here in just a second. We're trying to get the rest of the starting lineup grid here for you, so just give us a moment as, again, getting everybody into position ready to go for this 100-lap contest here on Extreme Sim TV. Again, Ryan Wolf, the fast qualifier, and we mentioned that he snowmobile races on the snow and the pavement, so that's a pretty interesting story about the driver in the number 1 machine. So again, definitely going to be interesting to see what Ryan Wolf can do on the pole here in the 66 machine.
Yeah, and that's snowmobile racing. That's I'm not too familiar with it, surprisingly, being Canadian, but I know it's a pretty crazy sport, and it's going to be all about finding that traction here tonight, and obviously being on that snow. That's what you got to do, right? So that'll help teach you, try to find the traction on the racetrack and get the most out of those tires you can get.
Field beginning to roll here. They'll take a couple of preliminary laps, and we need to. Discord went out too, guys. We lost Discord, so we need to reset too. All right, so we'll get everybody reset, ready to go. We'll get everybody ready to go here again. And said, I'm understanding we're having an overlay issue there on the starting lineup grid, so we'll try to give you a quick rundown real fast of the starting lineup and get you ready to go for this event. Again, it will be 200 miles, 100 laps here this evening around what is the Michigan International Speedway. As set, ready to roll here, is ready for the green flag to come out, and it is green flag waves. We are underway for the Rhett Tucker Racing 200. Should be an exciting 100 laps, and on the jump your way here, we'll see what happens if opening lap goes off in the corner. Back straight away. Again, we're had an overlay issue with the starting lineup. No harm, no foul. Ladies and gentlemen, once we get a lap complete and they start showing it on the NASRA timing and scoring, we'll officially give you the full field rundown of everybody. And I think we kind of gave, I'm glad we've done that during the qualifying results for Derek Onyx, because we weren't expecting that technical issue. But other than that, when you're live, you roll with it. Here we go. We got the wall.
Oh yeah, already.
Front straight away into the wall, and no caution as of yet. No caution. It was the 39 machine that spiraled out of control into the wall, and that was Dane Hagan. Dane Hagan in car number 39. No harm, no foul. Will still stay green. They go into turn 3. Derek in the opening laps.
We got Dustin Scruggs on the inside of Tyler Daniels. These guys are trying to manage the traffic. No caution there, so they probably rolled out of the throttle a little bit, lost a little bit of air on each other, and probably spread out the pack a little bit. Traffic keep them rolling.
Underway in this event. Again, it's going to be an exciting 200 miles, 100 laps the distance for these drivers as they'll make their way around the racetrack into turn number 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. The right way Chevrolet number 26. You brought on board with him now is again still Ryan Wolf, the man leading the way, who jumped out as the fast qualifier. In the Pampers Chevrolet number 66 for Crybaby Racing. As here comes the rest of the field making their way off of turn number 4 up to the tri-oval, if you will, into the tri-oval here at the Michigan International Speedway. As they come across the line, another lap in, and now we have a caution. Caution coming out of the speedway. Okay, trouble on the speedway now, so we'll have our first caution of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under yellow flag. We'll give you a quick recap of what happened, why we're under yellow flag, and we'll be back with a continuation of the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 for Michigan on Extreme Sim TV.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. So here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
All right, we're back here, lap 7 of 100. Looks like we're back in green flag racing. Got some really tight 3-wide racing there. Looks like Peyton Howell has managed to get into the lead around Ryan Wolf.
We are back to racing here at Michigan, lap 8 of 100 here as, again, we have now the new leader, Peyton Howell, in the number 19 machine, getting around Ryan Wolf for that number 2 position on the racetrack. Still in the early going of this event. Again, 100 laps of distance, and you see the full ticker now going across the screen as we have now a battle looking for the lead as it's Ryan Wolf now trying to go for the lead on that machine of the number 19 as they go back into the corner. It's still going to be Rhett Tucker also trying to make a run into the top 5 as Ryan Wolf and the driver Howell battle for the lead again on the back straightaway.
So it looks like Peyton's tucked in right in beside it. He's got the draft. So it's what we were talking about earlier about that aero push. You want that clean air on the car because you can get that aero tight and it'll burn up that right front a little extra. So they're trying right now, battling to try to get as much clean air as they can on the car. And looks like they're having a heck of a battle.
A good run, if you will, as they'll make their way around the corner. Down the back straightaway, Ryan Wolf trying everything he can to slip slide on the outside to the inside to close in on that leader of the 19 machine. As they go back into the corner, up the racetrack, trying to make a move. There's Howell. Howell looking for that first win on the ARCA Racing Series NASRA banner, if he can pull it off here. Another lap across the board as, again, it is still Howell leading the way as they'll go back in turn 1.
That looks like Howell's breaking out a little bit over Ryan there. I don't know if Peyton saved his tires a little bit more or if maybe Ryan's rolling out trying to save a little bit of his. Gabriel Ellison's in 3rd place. Keith Bradley in 4th. Chris Cinnamon in 5th. Rhett Tucker is in 6th.
Still continuing on with this race here at Michigan underway, working again lap number. Closing on the first 20 laps completed of this event here, lap of 100. As again, fast qualifier Ryan Wolf now trying to run the likes of Peyton Howell currently leading the way as he makes his way off of turn 4 back to the tri-oval, if you will. And you know, there's still a lot of racing left to go here as we're riding on board with the man in 2nd place, fast qualifier Ryan Wolf. You still got plenty of racing. You got to bide your time, if you will, before you can make some kind of moves here. I think we could be setting ourselves up for that green.
Yeah, actually, I think I just seen the 66 just get into the wall a little bit too, so that's going to be big on him because these airs are so aero sensitive. Like, even though that was just a little tap, that'll probably slow him down a couple miles an hour. Break away. And Gabe's coming up. Gabe's got he's got that long tire run. He always has been. And Gabe, he'll probably be right there by the end of this tire run. So Peyton's got to have to manage those tires. And looks like we got Ryan up really high on the exit.
We do definitely got that happening as they'll make their way back around the racetrack off of turn number 4 to the front straightaway. We're lap 14 of 100 laps. As again, we're looking at this battle for first and second, but let's also see Gabriel Ellis is also beginning to close in. Gabriel Ellis into that number 27 entry, starting to close in, make some moves here for that driver. The number 27 comes to us out of Rogersville, Tennessee, 22 years old from McKinnon Motorsports. In his car, Wolves picked up a big win a couple of weeks ago in the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series exhibition at Daytona, beating Matt Lee by 27 thousandths of a second. He now picks to the inside on pole sitter Ryan Wolf. He'll look now for that second position, and he'll take it as they make their way back into turn number 1 and 2. New man in second, Gabriel Ellison now trying to close down the leader.
Yeah,
of
these guys
Howell
have been
down the
battling
back
right
straightaway.
last night. They were together all night last night on the Outlaw circuit at North Wilkesboro too. So it looks like we might have a battle again between them here tonight. It's always good to see, and they always put on a good show. So I'm all for it.
A battle brewing as well. Again, as you said, it's going on, it's going down as they'll make their way back across the start-finish line. Lap 15 of 100. While we show the top 2 for third, let's pick up another battle happening on the round. That's Clinton Castleberry in that number 7 division. Also going on against McKinnon's machine. This is for 7th and 8th as they'll make their way back across the racetrack. Another lap on the board here. This is inside the top 10. We're watching these drivers have a nice little battle, about to become a 4-car battle, if you will, as they hit the back straight to turn 3.
Yeah, the top 10's pretty spread out here. You know, a couple, you can almost in between each kind of group of cars. So we'll see how this plays out, because, you know, it's going to be hard to have problems when, you know, there's not much passing and stuff going on. So there's a good chance that this thing could go green the whole way.
A good run for the driver of Justin Scruggs. There you see him in the 8th position right now, the number 11 entry, as he is out of Tennessee, starting to make a battle there. The 8th position. Here they back around the turn 2. Down the back straightaway. You see that blue cone. Now, if they come to the pit lane, they have to commit to staying on the bottom of the racetrack. That's called the blend line. They're not allowed to advance and hit back up on the top of the banking here at Michigan until they pass that blue cone. Shades of the real deal. You have to make sure you pass that blue commit cone, and then you're on the blend line back onto the racetrack on the back straightaway. If you pass below that blend line before it's your scheduled time, you will suffer an EOL penalty. Got a battle going on. 3 cars fighting for position. Clint Steed is in that on the outside lane as they roll back
Looks like Mike Adams is trying to make a run here on the bottom. And Clinton's going to make another run back on the inside. They're side by side. Mike's got the outside now, coming down the back straightaway. Looks like Clinton is going to clear him.
Down the back stretch into turn number 3. As they'll exit off that corner, coming back to the start-finish line. In the early going. This is a long race, if you will, 200 mile. 100 event as they all make their way back to the track and another lap on the board. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that as the race continues along here.
I think I'm frozen.
Yeah, I'm frozen on Discord also. As the race continues here, again, we're still seeing the driver of the number 19, Howell. It's the man split away since we've had 2 lead changes in the race so far. Another lap on the racetrack continues here as they'll come back across the line. As the race continues again here, part of our coverage of NASRA and the ARCA Driver Development Series this Thursday evening on, of course, Extreme Sim TV. Wesley Outwood, Derek Fulton here with you. Peyton Howell Again, the man that is leading the way in that number 6 machine, or actually a good run, if you will, for that driver right now. Looking at second spot now, Gabriel Ellison, who's in the 27, making his run through the field to now try to run down the leader. You see the scoring ticker on the top of the screen with Peyton Howell, Ellison, Ryan Wolf also there, Chris Cinnamon, Brett Tucker, Keith Bradley, Clint Sneed, the top 9, Dustin Scruggs, Rogue, Ellison in 12th. Then you have Tyler Rex, Jonathan Munda, Joshua Wood, Tyler Daniels, the top 16, Fitz Maurice, Schrag, Zimmerman, Hatcher, Hagan, McKinnon, and also Smith, and that's the rundown of your 24 drivers that took the green flag so far. Lap 22 as we're closing in. Derek Fulton on the 25th lap of 100.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the fuel window lines here. I'd imagine you probably get about 45 laps on a tank of fuel here. So if they go green, they might have to make 2 stops. We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was wondering who's going to stretch it to maybe try to make it as a 1-tire stop. But I really just don't see how that's possible. So they're going to come across the start-finish line now. Lap 24, 176 laps to go. Still a lot of racing left to go here when they come back across the start-finish line on lap 23 now. As there's Keith Bradley in the 7th position. You see him on the racetrack. Everybody for the moment single file. We've only had 1 caution flag stopped this race, and that was when the number 39 machine got involved in an accident of Dan Hagan hitting the inside retaining wall on the tri-oval pit lane. And look at this battle now heating up. Tyler Daniels sizing up the 41 for position inside the top 15 as they come off of turn 4.
Yeah, Tyler looked like he was going to try to get that position, and you know, that car just, the 41 car just, Jonathan Munda just shut that door. He denied it right away.
Yeah, Munda would not be denied. He'll go to the outside lane. Here comes an opportunity awaiting on Tyler Daniels to the inside. He'll peek to the bottom. Munda shuts the door. Have it your way. It says on the back of that car. He'll have it his way to the outside lane. Daniel back to the inside lane. He's got to run now with the bottom, and he'll try to hook up and use that draft to close in. It will work. He'll clear him as they go back into turn number 3 with passing 2 cars or more into 3.
Oh, good pass there by Tyler Daniels. I've been keeping an eye on him. He's a great, he's got autism, and he's got a group on Facebook. So if you guys want to support him, check out his group on Facebook. He's got a lot of guys that are supporting him on there, and it's awesome to see. And it's a really good program they got going on there. So definitely check out Tyler Daniels Racing on Facebook, and go out there and give him a like and support whenever you can.
Tyler Daniels driving for the Buddy Project, if you will. We'll throw that out, buddyproject.org. A lot of the drivers behind the Buddy Project as well as Eric Zimmerman and McKinnon Motors too. So again, that is a big thanks for those folks. As again, we see Munda, or actually correction, now James Fitzmaurice, say that 3 times fast. Fitzmaurice on the racetrack now from Rochester, New York, making a move for position around the racetrack as this battle continues on for position. Another lap on the board, and again, we continue to watch these drivers make their way around the speedway and closing in on the first half of the race being complete.
Yeah, everybody's been really nice, really friendly here. Now it's just the question is, have they broken away, and now is it going to go green, right? And what is the fuel strategy going to be? Can somebody stretch it on 1 stop, or are they for sure going to have to make 2? I'm going to say they're going to have to make 2, personally, for sure. It all depends, though, how far they try to make that run, right? So every lap, their tires are getting more and more worn. But right now, it looks like Peyton Howell is he's got that long-term speed. It looks like he's almost up to 2-second lead over Gabriel Ellison. So he is pulling a little bit, which is taking all the draft away that Gabriel can get to close up onto. So that's what Peyton needs to do. He needs to break that air, and that's exactly what he's doing.
A good run, if you will, for that driver again as they come back across the start-finish line. Mike Adamson sitting in the 13th position. Now trying to close in, if you will, on that next machine in front of him as you see the ticker on the top of the screen showing the full field rundown. Some cars did not start. Thomas didn't start. Wolf is sitting in 3rd spot. Chris Cinnamon, we mentioned him earlier in qualifying, moving to the top 5. And Now we again look at Mike Adamson trying to make something happen here. This battle for 9th underway as Nathan Rowe tries to close in, if you will, on Scruggs for that position for 8th as they go to the back straightaway heading for turn number 3. 28 of 100 laps complete. This is NASRA and the ARCA Driver Development Series for the Red Tucker Racing Esports 200. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more racing here on Extreme Sim TV for Michigan. Laps of 100 here complete now for the NASRA ARCA Series for the Red Tucker Racing Esports 200. Peyton Howell has took the lead, and he's not looked back. He started this race in the number 2 position, and the driver that got the pole in the Daytona exhibition race for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Models a few weeks ago is now looking to pick up the win here in the ARCA NASRA Series. Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, Matt Johnson on production for Extreme Sim TV. And again, we are ready to close in on 20 laps to the halfway mark. A good run here so far at Michigan, a strong run, if you will. And Derek Peyton Howell has been the man to beat so far in car number 19.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that scoring clock. Looks like Gabriel is making a little bit of time back. So he's gotten down, it looks like about 2 seconds on the line again. Oh, 1.8. So yeah, he's there. Like they're running almost identical lap times right now. So we'll see where the tires play out here. I'm sure they're going to have to probably dip down pit lane here soon. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure too.
Yeah, it looks like he is slowly but surely beginning to close in, if you will, as this race continues along. Working lap number 32 of 100 laps here in this event tonight on, of course, ESTV. NASRA followed the new NASRA banner under the North American Sim Racing Association at NASRA Racing on Facebook, and also, as it's spelled abbreviated, North American Sim Racing Association. Give us a like and a follow. I know coming soon we're going to be creating our social media content and expanding, going on Twitter and Instagram and all that other good stuff. So again, we appreciate you checking us out. While you're doing that, also give a like and subscribe and a follow for Extreme Sim TV Network. And big thanks to Matt Johnson having us in the broadcast booth. I know normally Matt does the production and the announcing, and I told him, hey man, just kick back and run the show and let us call the race, and instead of being so stressed out with 2 or 3 things going on the same team at the same time. We're definitely having fun here at Michigan. Cars coming onto the pit lane, and the man in second place, Gabriel Ellison, is making a pit stop. Derek, you wondered when it was going to be. Lap 35. Green flag cycle pit stops underway.
Yeah, looks like Gabriel's going to go down pit lane first. So that's always he's going to have a little bit more tire wear on the run now. We'll see how many laps Peyton tries to run out here, though, because Gabe will have like that quick time coming out with the new tires. So we might be able to close that time that he was behind Peyton. But at the same time, Peyton running longer on those tires, he'll be able to get more out of the next tire, right? So we'll see how this all plays out. If I was Peyton, I think I would come to pit lane this time by, just because you don't want to lose too much on the leader. But it looks like he's going to stay out. And
yeah, he says ixnay on that.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to stay out. He's going to run that thing dry by the looks of it. And that could be huge. 35 laps. Those extra 2 laps could come out big at the end. That could be all you need to really make it again.
Andrew Hatcher is just a few moments ago, and understanding that 5th on back to the 24 car field except for those that are off the racetrack, have pitted. So everybody in the top 4 have not come to the pit line. And here is the man of Gabriel Ellison now putting back himself in 15th. There is the leader, Peyton Howell. And is he closing in on Ellison? I think he might be. He might try to put Gabriel Ellison a lap down, but Peyton Howell is closing in there on that interval as they go back into turn 1. Gabriel Ellison is there as here he comes back around the race. And the interval behind is almost so far to the leader. Well, he's already picked up like 11th position now, Gabriel Ellison has. So he's doing really, really good in the 11th spot, the 27 car. And there is the leader right there, Peyton Howell, who has still not committed to come to the pit lane yet, as here he comes exiting off of turn 4 back to the tri-oval. What a run he has for him, and his number 19 Ford, Peyton Howell, back down below the apron. Understanding top 3 cars have not pitted yet of Howell, Adamson, and Zimmerman. Those drivers have not come to the pit lane yet. Now, Chris Cinnamon now, I'm understanding, has not come to pits. As again, it is still the leader out in front of Peyton Howell. Everything is beginning to fluctuate with the scoring ticker. We'll get everybody back going again here as here comes some good action. Zimmerman and Moore battling for 3rd. Looks like he's about to commit to come down to the pit lane off of turn 4.
Yeah, Zimmerman coming in off 3rd place. Good entrance to pit lane. Michigan can be tricky coming down off that apron and trying to get it wound up before that commitment comes. So excellent job getting it on road there for Eric Zimmerman. Looks like he pulled down into his stall.
Yes, sir. Eric Zimmerman coming down to the pit lane. He'll come and make a pit stop. There is Mike Adamson in the 46. Oh, and we got a caution. Caution is out. Second time here. Right in front of Mike Adamson. Gabriel Ellison has crashed, is what I've been told, in the 27 car. Under caution here, and we're going to take a look at your replay in just a moment on Extreme Sim TV to find out what happened. And we're thinking that possibly Ellison got into the 20th place driver of Andrew Hatcher, the number 9. Let's see if, we can see here and play here in a second. So here's your in real time. This is Andrew Hatcher in the 9 car. I think net code was on Ellison is what we're being told. And the 9 car had nowhere to go and got spun. Let's see if this is the true reality of it. We are not, okay, I understand that we're not seeing anywhere where the wreck happened, though again, possibly, you know, we were hearing that Gabriel Ellison's car had net code for a second there, and honestly, Derek, you've ran a lot of iRacing simulation events. Net code, you wiggle just a little bit, your car gets sideways, and they might think you're going to crash, and they'll call for a caution.
Yeah, that all depends on you know, how the computer, I guess, registers and the connection. It'll register how the car is and everything, and if there's any interruptions there, then you know, maybe that's what that was. Maybe the game thought that there was somebody around that wasn't around, but it happened to be just a net code spike. That could very well happen, absolutely.
And
Not
I'm assuming that
either, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking of net code on Gabriel Ellison. He'll still stay in the 3rd mission. So, and I'm assuming that every time we have a yellow flag, it is the Chef Class Auto Body yellow flag as well for Extreme Sim TV coverage. Lap 40 of 100. 60 laps to go, 10 to halfway. Gabriel Ellison again having net code, having a caution thrown on him. They'll still stay in his position. And here comes the men that were in 2nd spot, including Peyton Howell and Mike Adamson. They get a lucky dog, if you will, or get a mulligan under this yellow flag and come to the pits and have service done and not have to worry about going a lap down or fighting to stay on the lead lap if you will.
Yeah, and that just shows you rated too. You never know how things are going to play out. I remember saying just a couple minutes ago that if I was Peyton, I would have came to pit lane. Well, you know, he's proven me really wrong here on this one. He definitely made the right call. He trapped half the field a lap down, so they're going to have to take their wave around here in order to get back in the lead lap, which means they won't be able to take tires. So now Peyton's going to have these fresh tires, and he's going to have this lead. And, you know, everyone else behind him is going to be on a couple lap old tires. He's going to definitely have an advantage here. Another huge break for Mike Adamson, too, his teammate. Definitely smart staying out there. He picked up a lot of spots, and now he's going to start, you know, somewhere up near the front. And he was, I think, almost back in 11th or 12th place before that cycle of pit stop. So this is going to be a really good opportunity for him, too.
I believe so as well. Let's explain real quickly, if you will, if you are a lap down car, if you're the tail end of the lead lap and you're the first car lap down, when the caution comes out, if you are not the cause of the caution, you get your back. So those drivers get ready to come back and be on the lead lap, and they'll wait around the start finish line of the car, and they'll come back and be on the lead lap automatically. The wave around is when the field comes to 1 to go. Any cars a lap down or more, if you choose to take a gamble, go past the pace car and work your way all the back around the racetrack, you have the opportunity to get one of your laps back or get back on the lead lap. And that's just your choice, am I right, Derek? That's if you decide if you want to do that.
Yeah, so the leader, basically, if you're a lap down and the leader goes into pits and then you pass the leader, well, he's on the pit lane, and you're technically now in front of the leader, they will wave you around the pace car. That's the wave around, right? Because then now you're back on the lead lap, you've passed the leader. But if that leader decides not to pit, then they stay out, they will not receive a wave around because they were not able to pass the leader. So that's a gamble they have to take. And, you know, you got to do it when you're lap down. I did it all last night at North Wilkesboro. You know, I was on 120 lap old tires by the end of it, finally got it done. It's just, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
And I think you got a top 10 finish out of the deal as well when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it's, you know, you got to salvage anything you can, especially in these series when everybody's so close and tight. Every point really matters, and you know, it'll show.
This is the Brett Tucker Racing Esports 200 on Extreme Sim TV. I'm Wesley Outland, Derek Long, Matt Johnson in the production chair, and we are closing ever so slightly on the halfway mark. 41 of 100 laps. The virtual iRacing pace car drops back onto the pit lane. They come back into the guys' code restart zone. Here at Michigan, green flag goes back in the air. They are back to speed again, and they are racing again into turn 1. Battle for third now. Adamson trying to scamper away from everyone else behind him as he's in third. Here comes also that number 3 machine closing him to come back off of turn number 2.
Gabriel Ellis is getting challenged from Peyton Howell. I think Gabe did stay out there on those tires. I don't think he came back
Battle
in and
for
got
the
these
lead.
tires.
Battle for the lead. Pole machine. He led earlier. Gabriel Ellison trying to now get around Howell. Howell to get around Ellison. And he now fights for that top spot. This is for second as they go back in turn 1 in the stripe. Look at this move. Howell will drift up in front of Ellison as they go to turn 1, Derek.
Yeah, Peyton's going to clear him, and Gabe's going to try to keep with him here as much as he can. But if Gabe does have those a little bit older tires, it's going to definitely show here. Peyton's going to probably be able to break out, and Gabriel's going to try to do everything he can to just stay in that draft. Hope that he can get a caution, even those tires back up again.
7 laps to halfway coming up here, and 57 circuits remain in the RTR Esports 200 at Michigan. Here they come back across the start-finish line. Another lap, give it back to Peyton Howell. This is now the 3rd lead change of the race with between 2 drivers. And the 2 drivers have been the fast qualifier, Ryan Wolf, followed by also Peyton Howell. I think they were trying to say that Gabriel Ellison led a lap, but it doesn't count until you come to the start-finish line, and therefore it does not, there's not been that opportunity yet for the 27 to take the lead. So here we go, caution pull, sizing up the number 3, that's the 26 machine. He is a lap down. This is drivers fighting for the lucky dog position, if you will, with the man that's in 3rd, 4th place in that number 3 car. That's a lead lap car, battling lap down cars, or cars on the tail end of the lead lap, if you will, as they go back to the corner.
Yeah, they're hoping for a caution here. They're going to try to get that lucky dog spot, try to keep in that spot, and you know, they'll do anything they can, because at this point, that's what they got to do to try to salvage a finish here. Got to get back on that lead lap and finish well, and that's the battle that they found themselves in right now. Looks like they're...
That's Mike Adamson and Ryan Wolf now back inside the top 5 along with Brett Tucker. Here they come back to the stripe. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, Ryan Wolf, he's it looks like he's he's fallen a little bit back. I don't know if he's got some older tires or if he's sustained some damage, because I know he was really good on that short run at the start of that race. So I was expecting him to get up there and maybe challenge for the lead there. I don't know if he got held back a little bit in traffic or what, but it looks like he's about 2.5 seconds behind right now. So he's got to be careful not to lose that draft.
The fast qualifier for Crybaby Racing in the Pampers Kleenex Chevrolet. There he is in that 66 machine, sitting in the number 4 position. Meanwhile, there's the leader of Peyton Howell, the number 19 entry. Here he comes, start-finish line now, coming up here in 3 laps to the halfway mark. Lap 47, closing in second, Gabriel Ellison. Gabriel Ellison, I think he's got, what, 1 win on the ARCA Driver Development Series when it was under the Josh White banner. If I remember a couple of weeks ago, I think he won Phoenix, am I right? Or won Mission? No, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it definitely, I know he's definitely got 1. I know Peyton got Charlotte. He beat Garrett Maines out there at Charlotte. We had Max Steck in victory lane last week at Road America, right? Or
yes.
Mid-Ohio, sorry. So we've had almost, I think it's been almost a different winner every race this season, hasn't it?
It's been very unique for sure. And again, this is a transitioning, if you will, of the series, just moving on under the new NASRA banner, under the race organization format. And also, as you know, for a while, it was under in-house production for Josh White. And now it is on Extreme Sim TV program, ESTV on YouTube, Extreme Sim TV. Matt Johnson doing a phenomenal job running the production. Couple of hiccups along the way, but it happens when you're live. You just got to work your way through it and do the best as they get ready to come to the line. 2 laps to go to the halfway mark. There's Mike Adamson. He sits now in that 3rd position. Here they come across the stripe. And we got 1 more lap until cross flags here at Michigan, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, Mike Adamson, you know, he's having a really good run right now. This is exactly what he's been working so hard for, and it's cool to see him up there. You know, putting in that hard work really pays off, and it's really showing right now for Mike Adamson.
You're seeing that car blink in the back.
I think that's Keith Bradley,
Behind
right?
Adamson, watch him a few moments. There's your leaders, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then there's a car behind him. See him blinking? See him flashing? See little smoke trails, if you will? Get away from the top 3. That car right behind the top 3, the 4th place car, but it's actually, I think, a lap down car. That's net code. That's net code. Whatever, you know, yeah, there's 4th Ryan Wolf. It's not him. It's the car behind the top 3 of the leaders. He's got net code smoking. I got a feeling right there that car is going to bring out a caution. He's currently in 10th. That's Keith Bradley in the number 29 machine. He currently started this race in 4th, and now he is a lap down to the leaders in 10th position. And let's watch a couple of laps, because it looks like he is blinking. He's had smoke vapor trails come from the car where he disappears, and it smokes back on the screen. Keep an eye on Keith Bradley in that 29 machine, and we'll watch the way he works his way around the racetrack right now.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of issues down there with you guys in the States right now, with a lot of those storms going on, and I know the drivers.
It's been stormed all day today in North Carolina. It has literally stormed all day. We had that hurricane. Isaias come in the other day as well, and we're going to keep an eye on the man out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, in the RTR Brett Tucker Racing entry for Lawrence. He's a Lawrenceburg Fire Department and Fallen Firefighters Driven to Save Lives sponsored machine. Also, Brian Clausen Foundation. Brian Clausen was a very good friend of mine, and the 29-year-old of Keith Bradley is who we're referring to, sponsors on his car. By the way, he is the last car on a lap down, or the first car a lap down. So if we get a caution, he's back in the game. Coming up on just after halfway, 49 laps remain.
So we got a really tight battle here for the lead. Those top 3 cars are right together tight there, and then Keith, he's right there too. He maybe try to like go up there and race his way back on the lead lap, which may open up a lucky dog spot for, I think was it Joshua Gold, who's now the next car lap down. So if he can get by those leaders, that'll help one of his fellow competitors out too as well, if we do see a caution.
We had just passed halfway here just a couple of laps ago, ready for the second half of this event for the NASRA ARCA Series. This is the Brett Tucker Racing 200 Esports from Michigan. I'm Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, Matt Johnson on the call. in production, as it is all part of Extreme Sim TV. I thought Gabriel Ellison officially did pass him a couple of times, but not at the scoring loop where it counts. So there's been really 3 drivers who get their chops go for the lead. And as I say that, Ellison tries to make it reality to the inside of the driver, Howell, as they exit off 4, can't get him there. He'll close in, they'll go single file back across the line, and the top 2 are pulling away from Addison at the stripe.
Gabriel Ellison must have taken tires on that last pit stop. I thought he had stayed out because he inherited the lead. But judging by his speed right now, I think he's on the same tire rotation as these guys. So he must have just beat them off a pit lane or something, because his tires would have been a little bit worse off right now if that was the case. So he must have had new tires on the car as well. He's doing an awesome job. We tried to get to the bottom of Peyton there. Just that air kills you on the bottom, and you get that roll on the top. And I think that's what you need here to really complete that pass. You got to get that momentum on the outside, and then keep the guy down onto your inside and try to not pinch him down, but you just get that run off the corner, and he's got to roll out a little bit from rolling up into you. So you end up getting the advantage by straight away. You should be able to clear that. Mike Adamson, though, he's really impressed me here tonight. He's getting up there now, trying to battle for second. He's trying to get up there with Gabriel Ellison, and he's doing an awesome job tonight. I know he's got a memorial paint scheme on the car tonight for, I think it was his uncle, passed away this morning. So it's always cool to see that kind of stuff. We're all a big family here, virtually or in real life. Everyone's part of the racing family, whether or not you're rivals with the guy or not. At the end of the day, we're all family, right? So it's cool to see that kind of stuff. So Peyton's up to a 0.5 of a second lead now. So he's gonna be hoping that Mike Adamson can try to get that spot from Gabriel and maybe try to break that time up a little bit. Peyton has had a really good long run car tonight, so we'll see how everything plays out here.
Coming up on 40 laps to go here at Michigan. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue this exciting battle here for the NASRA ARCA Series on Extreme Sim TV right now. Peyton Howell looking to try to seal the deal. They go for his second ARCA Series win of the season.
We are back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. And just as the field comes all around turn number 4, the sunshine peeks through, helping warm things here. Bill Elliott leads him down. Benny Parsons on the outside. The green flag flies, and the first Union 400 Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead, and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Oh, here we go. It's just about to go away. They bump coming out of turn 4. Earnhardt gets the lead. We had just heard from our spotters that Neil Martin. Dale Earnhardt is on his last lap. This will be his 24th career win. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro.
Hi guys, we're back here, and Peyton Howell's still out front. He's trying to stretch that lead on second place Gabriel Ellison. Mike Adamson is not going anywhere. He's right there on Gabe's rear end, and he's trying to close in to get that pass done. Mike's going to be going for his best finish here in the ARCA series today. So this is going to be a career run here for him and tonight, and hopefully everything plays out for these in a couple laps down.
And you know what? When you have these late race cautions, it can really change the complexion of this event. But hey, there's a driver we really haven't talked a lot about. How about Clinton Castleberry in the Red Bull colors of the number 21 machine? Looking good right now, currently in the 5th position. Started this race in 8th. And looking really good right now for Clinton Castleberry, the driver, of course, out of Dawsonville, Georgia, 21 years old, for the Mountain Lake Estates entry for Brett Tucker Racing. Got a lot of teams a part of the RTR race stables, and again, we thank Brett Tucker Racing for sponsoring this event here tonight for the RTR Esports 200. And again, as we close in on these final 38 laps, if you will, this time around, it has been an awesome performance for the driver.
Yeah.
Of Clinton Castleberry sitting there in 5th, being patient, waiting his time. And I think he's thinking they're going to have to come to the pit lane again in another.
Yeah, Clinton Castleberry is sitting in 5th place, I believe, or he's tied for
5th place.
Yeah, tied for 5th place in points. So this is going to be a big points night for him. You know, another thing I was looking at too is Mike Adamson is sitting in 11th right now in the points. So that close this out tonight too. So this should really shake up the point standings going into next week.
The NASRA ARCA Racing Series, understanding probably one of the biggest viewerships ever in the history of Extreme Sim TV. So as we are amongst history, you are amongst history as well. For the viewers, the followers, and the people checking out the broadcast, thank you so much from NASRA and Matt Johnson with Extreme Sim TV. We're ready for the final 37 laps. Interact with us, if you will. Let us know where you're tuning in from and who is your driver to win this race as this battle continues here at Michigan to decide who will be at the top of the scoring pylon in first when it is all said and done. Derek Fulton, it looks like you'd be hard pressed to say it's going to come down between the drivers of obviously Peyton Howell, Gabriel Ellison, dark horse Ryan Wolf, and don't even count out Clinton Castleberry, who looks good as well.
Yeah,
He's doing good. Look at him.
Yeah, Mike Adamson up there third, and what do we got here now in the lead lap? Brett Tucker's in 8th, still on the lead lap. Dustin Scruggs in 9th. So Keith Bradley is the first car 1 lap down. He's still kind of up there battling, but you know, being stuck that lap down car, and he's really hoping for a caution right now. I'm sure he probably burnt his stuff up a little bit trying to get up there and get around the leaders. So now he's just kind of hoping for a caution, right? So keep an eye on that. Peyton and Gabriel, you know, just ran an awesome race here today. They've been really consistent and really good on the long run. So, I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. And they've seemed to figure this car out tonight.
What a run for these drivers. Gabriel Ellison, Peyton Howell, Gabriel Ellison. There's in second. Let's take you to the top 10 real quickly. There's the man second. Pick third spot now. Yeah. Mike Adamson there. Look at him strong in the number 46 machine. Looking for his second tied best finish, if you will. He finished 3rd in the exhibition race for the NASRA Outlaw Super Series on LSR TV and the CRN Sports Network last couple of Wednesday nights ago from Daytona. And there he is right now in 3rd. 4th position, fast qualifier for Crybaby Racing in the 66, Ryan Wolf. He looks strong there in the Pampers Kleenex number 66 entry in 4th. 5th place on the racetrack right now is going to be the driver currently him earlier, the Rogersville, Tennessee native. There he is in the purple and red 21, moving by more lap traffic. 6th place on the racetrack. Currently in the 6th position is going to be Nathan Rowe, shaking off the cobwebs and having himself a good run there in that number 97 entry, currently in the 6th position. I love that color, by the way. 7th, Rhett Tucker in the Rhett Tucker Racing entry, number 99, currently 7th on the racetrack. And again, big thanks to Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 being the sponsor for our race broadcast on Extreme Sim TV tonight for the NASRA ARCA Series. 8th place is Tennessee's Dustin Scruggs. He's had a good run so far, quiet run if you will, in the number 11 entry from Tennessee. He sits 8th. 9th position on the racetrack is Keith Bradley, 1 lap down. He's the first car a lap down. If we get a caution, he would be back in the cat's opportunity to come back on the lead lap and make a run for the finish as we still have 32 laps to go. And rounding out the top 10, also a lap down on the racetrack, is the driver of Clinton Sneed in the 49 machine. I love that wrap job. I love the number placement for that race car right there. Reminds me a couple of weeks ago when I was at Bristol for the All-Star race. Very interesting, if you will, for 49. He's in the top 10.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing with the number placement. I'm not going to lie, I definitely didn't agree with that when they were doing that originally, but after seeing it, I changed my opinion for sure. How about that, Leslie? How was all that? I never really got to talk to all that. How was your Bristol experience?
It was
probably
fun.
Awesome.
Obviously, being up in the booth, working and doing the things with NASCAR is always fun. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, but you do a job. You're there and you have fun, and I know there's a lot of implements that was put into that All-Star race that we're actually going to see, like this upcoming weekend at NASCAR at Michigan. You're going to see the choose rule be implemented for all of the 3 national series and the choose format, if you will. So I think that's really, really cool that the Cup Series is taking that initiative there. So Nathan Rowe started this race 16th. He currently is in 5th. And look at him move his way through the field, 13 laps behind the leader. 30 laps to go. Do you come to pit for a second time here? And these drivers try to go to the finish. Derek Bolton.
Gabe's on pit road right now, actually. I was just going to say, they're probably going to have some time, and they're also good to go. If they pit now, they will be able to make it the rest of the way, for sure, even if we get a green-white checker.
Gabriel Ellison under the pit lane, falling back now to 8th. I think it was stop and go, no tires. Just add that splash of Sunoco fuel and bring this thing to the finish. He exits off the racetrack now in the 3rd position, but he possibly will go a lap down as Peyton Howell moves back around in a cycle of green flag pit stops. I just mimicked it out of my mouth. It just came off the tip of my tongue. And as that happened, cars are on the pit lane for the final money stops, if you will. Derek Fulton, as we still see Peyton Howell still leading, probably he'll have to come to pit road. There's no way he can finish because Gabriel Ellison had to pit as well, and they were right there about a lap or 2 separate from one another.
Yeah, and Gabriel, he's going to be closing on him here with those new tires. So, it's all going to matter how this gets out. But then again, once Peyton comes out, he'll have the tires in. So he might be able to close him down and get back around him. So we'll see how many laps Peyton runs this out. Because, I mean, he is good to go now if he pits. But he might be trying to get the most amount of laps out of the tires in that swag machine. By the way, Peyton Howell picking up a new sponsor this week. Big news for him. He's got Swag Graphics on board, and it's also on board for the Outlaw Series. So that's always cool to see. We always like to see our drivers get the support, and that's what the goal is here with this whole product: is to make something that we can help everybody involved, and that's huge for something like that. 14-year-old kid, and it's big news for him. So.
Understanding that Gabriel is a second faster, even on the fresh tires for the driver of that 27 machine. So still seeing Peyton Howell work his way around the racetrack. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, we will take you flag to flag to the checkered flag. Any green flag pit stops, any chaos, wrecks along the last stretch of the event, we've got it covered for you. Live from Michigan Esports on iRacing Simulation, this is the finish coming up for the final quarter of the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 for the NASRA ARCA Series on Extreme Sim TV. The finish when we come back from Michigan. here at Michigan. Pit stops are underway, including the leader, Peyton Howell, onto the pit lane. Derek, we told you we covered right before we came back from break.
Yeah, and that was Gabriel Ellison that just went by on the outside. So right there, that shows you that tire advantage. But like I said, Peyton's going to have those newer tires, so he'll probably be able to run them back down. But I do think this is going to be a lot closer than it was going to be originally. We'll see how this thing plays out. They got 24 laps to go. Peyton's going to be running them down. It's going to be close to see if he can catch them in time for that checkered flag.
Ready for the final quarter of this race here. Understanding about 2.5, 2.7 seconds behind is Gabriel Ellison, now ahead over the man in second spot of Nathan Rowe. As there is Peyton Howell, he has fell back to sixth. Fifth place is now Gabriel Ellison. And meanwhile, you got these cars that have not come to the pit lane. Do they gamble, if you will? They've been in the back, mired in traffic. Could you possibly go the distance, or Derek, are they going to have to come to the pit lane and take service as well?
They will definitely have to come take fuel, but they're going to try to stay out there as long as they can and hope they can get a caution maybe, and maybe trap those leaders back at least, or maybe a lap down. I don't think they lap the leaders. I think the leaders are still on the lead lap now, but that's still a long advantage and a long time for them to catch them. So he's got a little bit of time, depending on how much fuel he's got left in that car, and he's going to try to drive it out dry. Because that's, about this point, that's what he's got to do. He's got to find something that's going to get him up there, and he's doing what he's got to do that.
5 lead changes in this race now, with now Nathan Rowe got in front. Clinton Castleberry out there in the number 2 spot in car number 21. Started this race in the 8th position. Highest in the race is first. Now he's fell back second. And again, we're at 22 laps to go here at Michigan in the Red Tucker Racing Esports 200. As here comes the field off of turn number 4, or off of turn 2, if you will, excuse me, down the back straightaway as that battle continues between Castleberry and the driver of the 87 machine as they come across the line. Now the laps continue to tick away. There's a look at your top 5 with Rogue, Castleberry, Scruggs, Tucker, and now Ellison, the top 5. Ready to bring this one to the finish here at the top 5 at 78 laps. Castleberry now mired under lap traffic, and here comes Ryan Wolf, the pole car, looking to the inside, taking the 84 with him, and that Tyler Rex lap cars in the way of the leaders as they go back to turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Wolf came down to pit lane, got his tires, so that's for his lap right there. He's going to pass the leader. So now if the caution does come out, he's on the lead lap. That's not an issue. Same with Tyler Rex. He's going to follow by there, the 84. He's going to try to get back onto that lead lap position, and then, he's good to go. But just shows you how big of a difference those new tires are. Like, they are just driving by the leaders right now like they're standing still. It just shows you how much those tires really fall off.
Ready to bring this one on home for supper, as they call it here. Down the back straightaway, as the rest of the field is nestled all around the racetrack. Back to turn 1, Nathan Rowe, as that driver is now leading the way in that 97. And we watch these drivers make their way off the corner. Dustin Scruggs, we finally talk about him a little bit. He currently sits in now the 3rd position. That these drivers will have to come to the pit lane. They cannot finish this race on fuel. Obviously, I don't think we're going to see any tire stops, if you will, Derek. But unless we get a caution. If we get a caution, Katie bar the door, I think everybody's coming down to the pit lane for tires and fuel. But if not, all these drivers that are in the back that have not came to the pit lane yet, they will have to take on a splash and go and get back out there to see what they get salvaged for the finish.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the gamble you take in this. They stayed out there to try to, salvage that lead lap spot, try to get what they can. They will have to come to pit lane eventually, so if they don't get the caution, it will cost them a little bit of time in the long run. But it is the gamble you got to make. It is all about that. You got to make decisions like that that are going to get you up to the front, and that's exactly what they're doing, and that's the right decision to make.
A finish, if you will, for the H's about to come down to the wire for this event here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. It is the next round of what used to be the Josh White Racing ARCA Development Series, now the NASRA ARCA Series. Tonight, it is the Red Tucker Racing Esports 200 from Michigan, alive on Sim Racing TV, or Extreme Sim TV. I am Wesley Outland, Derek Fulton, Matt Johnson, doing a good job. Normally you hear Matt Johnson's Golden Pipes not only producing but also announcing. And he says, man, this is different for me because normally I'm not used to having on the broadcast chair. But congratulations to everyone that is a part of this historic moment. He told me just before 40 laps to go, Derek, that this was the biggest audience he has ever had in the history of Extreme Sim TV sim broadcast. So thank you so much for everyone being a part of it as we're ready to come to the finish here. Under 20 laps to go with now 16 remaining at the line.
Yeah, it looks like Peyton Howell's able to get by Gabriel Ellison, so I was worried about him not being able to catch him, but he caught him a lot sooner than I thought he was going to. So Peyton is in position right now to inherit the lead. So he's also running some pretty good times. So if those guys, if there is any chance that they maybe can go the rest of the way on fuel, I think Peyton will still be able to maybe catch them and pass them before the actual checkered flag comes in.
We had only 2 caution flags stop this race. What a phenomenal job by these ARCA development stars here tonight, Derek Fulton. Wow.
Yeah, very impressive run here for everybody involved. You know, that's I know they had a rough week a couple weeks ago, and it just shows you that, like, you know, it's amazing how far these guys can come, and you know, it shows. Like, they're putting on an awesome show for us here tonight.
And amongst all the craziness that's gone on, not of our doing, not of your doing, but the controversy, the drama of going from one league sanctioning body to another league sanctioning body, changing everything up, changing up an in-house broadcast, and now having Matt Johnson do it with Extreme Sim TV as well as everyone else, as we see Clinton Castleberry give up the lead and drop onto the pit lane in the number 1 machine. A great effort by everyone, Michael McKinney, yourself, Derek, everyone involved to make this thing be a success. As here, final cars that were having to come to the pit lane, now making their money stops, if you will, under 15 laps to go here at Michigan.
So yeah, Peyton Howell inherited the lead there. He's back out front, and he's got quite a lead on Gabriel Ellison. That's that tire advantage. I think if we don't see a yellow here, I think Peyton is going to check out and sail off into the sunset because he's got those tires on his side. He's got the lead. You know, he's just going to continue to pack on some time there. And I think he's got this one locked up unless we see a problem. And, you know, I don't know if we're going to. The way these guys have been running tonight, they've been, you know, very clean, very respectful. I don't know if we'll see it.
Oh, caution's out! This changes everything. Car backed up against the outside retaining wall in turn number 2. Yellow flag for the 3rd time. I want to say it might be Zimmerman in 94. Tyler Daniels at 93.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He had a really solid run going here for him tonight. Try to see what happened to him. Looks like it may be a tire issue, maybe.
Wow. What a problem for Tyler Daniels in the 93 machine. He got clipped by another car into the wall. Into the wall, clipped into the wall he goes. Now rim rides backwards down the banking here in Michigan. There's the reason why we're under caution. And ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, is about to get good here in Michigan. You want to shoot out at the late rally? Derek Fulton, you called for it now, brother. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, and we are going to see that here because even though we saw cars come to the pit lane for fuel, I promise you, everybody's coming to the pit lane for tires.
We see a couple guys stay out.
Oh. Whoa! Trouble under caution flag. One car got turned.
Whoa! Looks like Clinton Castleberry.
That was the 21 at Castleberry.
Castleberry got into the back of Keith Bradley there. I think was it Bradley? He turned him under yellow. I don't know if he was too happy there.
Let's take a look at the replay here as we'll find out what happened. I don't know if that might have been intentional. No, that's the guy that took out his teammate. Clint Castleberry and Daniels are teammates, and that is the car that actually took the 93 out and put him in the wall.
Clinton Castleberry.
Let's see it here right now. Checking out that car that turned the 93 of Daniels into the wall to bring out the caution there. Derek. So that's teammate love there, if you will.
Yeah, that's them sticking up for each other. Clinton's he's got Tyler's back, and that's clearly obvious. You didn't like that too much, you know. I mean, I don't always agree with that kind of thing, but at least, you know, he spun him to the apron. You know, there's no car contact, there's no damage. So, I mean, I don't always agree with it, but I don't agree with tearing up race cars. So if you're gonna do it, at least don't tear the race car up. And that's exactly what he did. He sent a message, and
cut you off there. Keith Bradley got into the 93 of Tyler Daniels, 21 of Castleberry. This to return the favor and say, hey man, why did you do that? No, Zimmerman and McKinnon Motorsports are real close with the Buddy Project program, and I can't say, now again, no comment or speculate, not saying that it was intentional, but my goodness, it looked like it was. 12 laps to go.
So well,
came to the pit lane, or at least the top two did not pit. Third on back will have fresh tires, and they're gonna just swallow up these top two cars and then come to pits here, Derek, when we come to the restart with probably 10 to go.
Yeah, Peyton's gonna have to be equal here because I don't know how old those tires are that they have, because they did just the pits. I think they were able to just stay on the lead lap with the way the caution came in. So I don't know if their tires are that old. I think they might have newer tires. I mean, they're a little bit older, like a lap or two, but I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to double check. But Peyton made the right call there because, you know, closing everybody up, he had about 15 laps on his tires. So if those guys do have the newer tires, then they definitely caught a break with that one where it actually came out, because they were about to go a lap down. And like we said, that gamble they made really paid off here.
Like,
well, I have to see how it restarts here, because I'm not sure if that tire's under their last pit stop. I mean, we'll be able to tell pretty quick when they restart here. So it's going to be interesting, because we've got Gabe Ellison actually on the outside. And I pulled off the victory in Michigan in the Josh White Racing Series Truck Series, and it was a similar situation to this. We had a late shootout, a guy that was faster than me got pinned on the bottom, and I had to run on the outside, and that was all the difference it made. So right now, I think Gabriel Ellison is actually in your preferred position.
And if you're Nathan Rowe or Clinton Castleberry, you're going to fight to stay up at the front. Who will be the winner of the Red Tucker Racing Esports 200? This has bunched up the field after a long green flag run. 10 laps to go at Michigan. Green flag back in the air. I'll tell you what. Rogue and Castleberry are holding their own. Here comes Ellison to the outside, looking for the lead, looking for seconds, but in turn 3.
This is getting really dicey here. Peyton's going to get... Oh, he's going to... Three wide down the back straightaway.
Back to drive the 87 machine. And to the lead, Clinton Castleberry. Off of turn number 4, through the stripe, the tri-oval. 9 laps to go. Clinton Castleberry now on the defensive of Gabriel Ellison. And Peyton Howell has cleared the other 2 cars. They come to the line. 9 to go. Here in Michigan, they're in turn 1.
Clinton Castleberry is driving for his life right now. He's going to try to do everything he can to keep that car up front. Oh, Gabriel Ellison into the wall.
Bounces off the outside wall. Driver error. Peyton Howell licking his chops. He'll go to the inside and take second spot.
Wow, this just got really exciting.
Oh, look at Nathan Rowe on the bottom for second. Colder tires over warm tires and fresh tires. To the line, 8 laps to go. Rogue and Castleberry not fighting off an inch of these fast cars.
And look who else is up there, the 99er Rhett Tucker. He's had a mixed night, and he's just right there when it counts.
Rhett Tucker, the Rhett Tucker Racing Entry 99, here he comes. Reeling him in, the 99 car, that's the blue and white car. Up on the outside lane behind the driver of also Ryan Wolf, the fast qualifier. Ellison has fell back all the way to 5th. 6th position now. There's the leader. Peyton Howell trying to run down the driver of Clinton Castleberry. Are you kidding me? Old tires galore, fighting off fresh tires and good cars at the front of the pack all night long. He is trying everything he can to pull the upset. 7 laps to go here in Michigan, back to turn 1.
Yeah, Peyton's right there on him, but you know what? He doesn't have as big of an advantage as I thought he would. So Clint is just running really well right now, and he's doing everything he can to keep Peyton back there. Looks like Peyton's going to take a look to the inside, the door.
Howell back to the bottom. He's there.
He's there.
To the inside. He's got a run. A run on Castleberry. Castleberry had nowhere to go. Will he fight back?
Looks like Peyton's going to clear him off of 4, and this is going to be interesting because now we also have the 66. That's Ryan Wolf back up in the mix.
The pole car.
Yes.
Ryan Wolf, the fast man, now back in the battle in the 66. Red Tucker also nestling there behind is a coiled Cobra, ready to strike on his prey. There he goes. Here's the top 4. Wolf up the racetrack, down to the inside, Castleberry. Wolf will get the jump on the outside lane before they come to the wall. He'll move the second spot. Those top 3 cars now single file, throw a blanket over them as it's still Howell leading to 3 and 5 to go this time by.
Yeah, coming to 5 to go this time by, and Ryan Wolf has had that short run, so he is in a perfect predicament here to try to get up there and get back by, as after Peyton passed him in that early going. I honestly have no idea how Ryan got back to how he did it, how he got here, but he is there and he's hungry.
What a run. Back to turn number 1. 5 laps. Fire for Crybaby Racing, Chevrolet. For Pampers Kleenex, Ryan Wolf in the second spot. Third position, Clinton Castleberry. Still got a good run going for him, even though he fought those cars and those leaders as much as he could. Down to the line, this time by 4 laps to go. Ryan Wolf now closing in on the leader, Howell. He's trying to make it count. 4 remaining at the stripe as they go back through the triangle into turn number 1.
Going into turn number 1, it looks like they've basically stayed even. Ryan hasn't gained any on him, but Peyton hasn't gained any on Ryan. So these guys are extremely even right now. This is going to come right down to the last lap. He's overdriving a little bit on the exit, trying to drive up. Almost got in the wall, but did a great job keeping it off there. He's going to be fine and just
Ladies
keep on
and gentlemen,
trucking.
this is NASRA. We are NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series here on the Extreme Sim TV Network. First time ever, audience ever. Cross the line, back to the triangle, 3 laps to go. Pick your poison here in Michigan virtually as it's still Howell. After 12 lead changes, back in the front, fighting lap traffic, fighting the late race caution, fighting drivers on cold tires with Castleberry and also Rogue doing everything they can now to come to the finish. And as it all comes down to the wire, the driver of the pole, Ryan Wolf, is right there ready to pounce like a coiled cobra, ready to take it away like candy from a baby, and not even on Halloween in the hot summer months of August nights. To the inside on Howell, they'll come to the line. It's 2 to go. This time
Peyton
by
Howell is
Michigan.
doing a great job here. He's stretching it a little bit here, going to 2 to go. It looks like he may have it, but you never know what's going to happen here. We could also see another late race caution. Peyton Howell at a Motor Mile Speedway running a car down there and doing really well, 14 years old. So really cool to see those young talent here.
Caution's out. Trouble. Caution is out. This will bunch up the field. We will go to overtime, baby.
Man, I got to stop saying caution. I don't know about you guys, but...
Welcome to the announcer world, Derek Fulton. It's called the Announcer Jinx. Caution coming out for the 41 of Jonathan Munda. He just rided it into the inside wall. Have it your way, not for this type of environment, as he plows that car 1.5 feet virtually into the concrete safer wall barrier here at Michigan. Yellow flag is out. This will now shake things up for a wild finish here again.
What do you think's going to happen, Wes? Do you think a couple guys are going to come take tires?
Man, I'm telling you, well, it's all up to Peyton Howell. Damned if you do it, damned if you don't. And look at this door slam by the 39 car. He got into the 41 of Munda. A couple other cars got into him, and then we seen him bounce off the wall, and then he lost it again and crashed. So that literally was 2 or 3 times he wrecked.
He got into the wall, and he actually got some right front fender issues. It looks like he actually cut that tire down. Then eventually spun him back into the wall again. So that was a really unfortunate event. He was just a pinball there. Got hit like 5 times in one corner. That's crazy.
That was Dane Hagan in the 39 car that they got into him. A couple other cars as well, including that 84 of Smith. And as it all came unglued, wow. So this is what we're going to do. Quick commercial break. Cars are on the pit lane. Hold that. Check that. Everybody is on the pit lane except for Howell and Wolf. Hasselberry on the pit lane. Brett Tucker's on pit road. Gabriel Ellison is on pit lane. Coming in for tires and fuel. Good or bad decision here. Eric Bolton with under 2 to go.
4
Question is, they just pitted maybe 10 laps to go. Have they really used their tires up that much?
I think for a quick little restart run like this, yeah, it'll make a huge difference. But it's just a matter on if those guys with the newer tires can clear the cars in front of them before they get off the exit of 2, because that's going to basically be the telltale. If Peyton can get away off 2, Peyton and Ryan can break away off of 2, they'll probably be okay and probably race this thing back to the checkered flag. But if they go 3-4 wide,
and by
I'm
the
gonna
way,
put my
this
money
is
on the
only
guys
the
with
4th
tires.
caution flag of this race, so props to all of these drivers. I mean, what a hell of a job they've done here tonight in Michigan. And you expect this. We're coming down to the wire. You're coming down to the finish. Katie bar the door. All bets are off. Quick commercial break. We'll take you to the finish from Michigan. This is NASRA on Extreme Sim TV. Back here at Michigan, lights are off on the pace car. We promised you wouldn't miss a thing. We are ready for overtime. There is 2 attempts that will be made at a green-white checker. If the leader takes the white flag, next lap ends the race, meaning wreckers or checkers. If they do not take the white flag, then Derek Fulton, they will come back around and reset again for the 2nd time. Ready for overtime in Michigan. Couple of cars on the pit lane from row 2 on back pitted. Everyone else did not.
Oh,
let's see. Ryan Wolf turns into the field. Oh, 4, 5, 6 cars crash on the restart. And caution's out. That's attempt number 1, Derek Fulton.
Yeah, that right there is attempt number 1, and you know what I just seen there, and that is not good news for Peyton. That was everybody that he had is that bubble, as we call it, that safety bubble that he had over those cars behind him with the new tires, and now they are right breathing down his neck. So he is definitely going to have his hands full. You're trying to hold off all 4 of these guys.
That is literally the equivalent, as we show you the replay, of cold tires versus warm tires. Experience virtual reality spinning your tires and making a mistake, and it happened with the pole car of Ryan Wolf.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on Ryan there. He was trying to do everything he could to keep start, which you got to do with those older tires. He would have been, a sitting duck. So he tried to get a jump there. Peyton timed it perfectly, and then just shows you that those old tires there got that tire spin, and you know, a couple guys involved, and I definitely seen Mike Adamson involved in that wreck. It's an unfortunate break for him.
A tough break there for the driver of the 46 of Mike Adamson. We're going to show you the replay one more time. In the green, watch this. Watch this as they're coming around. They're coming to the start. And you'll see where it all come unglued here right about now. Watch the 66 spin his tires. He did not go. Turn into Rogue, Nathan Rogue into the grass. And you got Adamson involved. He collects a couple of other cars, Daniels and more. And there you have calamity on the restart. That's high above the blimp view. That's the reason why we go under caution.
So we'll have one more attempt here. Wow. It's crazy how this race just twists. That is unbelievable.
One more attempt because they did try to take the green. They took the green and then they went to yellow. So that was attempt number one. They have one more attempt at a green-white checker here, Derek. They crash again before the checkered flag. This flag ends the race and it's over.
Yeah, I think that's what Peyton's going to hope for the best here. He's going to try to get the biggest run he can get off this restart and hope he can maybe get a little clear into one and then hope there's some trouble behind him, because it's going to be almost next to impossible to pull these guys all off with new tires. So he's going to have his hands completely full here on this restart.
12 late changes in this race so far. We've seen Howell at least lead 3 times, and now when it counts the most, he's still out in front in that number 19 swag entry. We're excited to announce that Smith Wraps and Apparel Graphics has jumped on board to sponsor NASRA. Can we talk about that real quick, Derek?
Yeah, they've been a big part of this NASRA thing for the last week or two now. Jumping on board with Peyton Howell. Peyton Howell being part of their motorsports team, and you know, we got some exciting news coming tomorrow. So stay tuned, find out about that. Really excited to get that news.
Awesome. So again, we want to say thank you to Swag, Smith Wraps and Graphics, also already the official sponsor of Pole Qualified for the NASRA Outlaw Super Late Model Series. We'll be back to action Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on LSR TV and on the CRN Sports Network for radio coverage from Dover. That should be a good one. Going from North Wilkesboro, going from Daytona to North Wilkesboro to Dover. What will Miles the Munster do to the field, chomping them up next Wednesday night, Derek?
Yeah, we're at Dover in the Outlaw Series next week, and we're also at Dover in the ARCA Series. So it's going to be all Miles the Monster next week. We'll see how many cars he chews up.
We'll have coverage next week for ARCA, NASRA ARCA Driver Development Series coverage on Extreme Sim TV next Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, from again Dover. The lights are off on the pace car. All right, attempt number 2 about to get underway. It's very simple. If the leader takes the green, next flag ends the race, meaning if they crash, we throw caution. We'll set the field unofficially for the results from there, or they can run back to the white flag and take the checker. It's all up to them. But one thing for certain, what a dandy it has here at Michigan. Virtually for iRacing simulation and for the NASRA ARCA Series on Extreme Sim TV. We hope you enjoyed the ride. They're getting ready to drop the pace car on pit lane. Back through the tri-oval, ready for the green flag to drop. Pulling away is Howell, and Peyton Howell getting the jump over the field. A much better look at green as they go back into turn number 1. Green, white, checker, Howell in his own world, pulling away in turn 1, 2 to go here in Michigan.
Peyton got a really good jump on that restart here. We're going to see if tires are really a big difference. Rhett and Tucker being side by side there. That's what
here comes Rhett.
Peyton wants to see those guys side by side. That's the only hope he's got. He's put away. This is exactly what he needs to see in his mirror.
Rhett Tucker battling now with the man with cold tires, worn out tires, Clint Castleberry, trying to hold off Tucker and Ellison. They're side by side. Comes Tucker trying to get a run on the inside of the race track. He'll clear him back to the racetrack, to the line, white flag in the air. One more lap to go. It is Ellison and Tucker battling now for that spot. A 3-car battle for second with Howell in turn 1 final time.
Castleberry's closing on Howell there. Oh, and Gabriel Ellison gets to the inside of Red Tucker. Great battle there for third.
Look at
well.
Ellison.
This is awesome.
Ellison with a run on the bottom. He's going to go to the inside of Tucker. Can he run down Castleberry? I don't think he will. The Charlotte winner.
It's going to be close.
Here
He's going
comes
to try to make a run.
Castleberry
Oh,
with a dive to the inside.
Red Tucker takes down the points
Contact
lead.
with Tucker. He can't get him. Tucker
Oh,
holds him
big
up.
down.
The leaders crash.
Oh, my.
Castleberry. Castleberry turns Howell.
Are
Who
you
won the
kidding
race?
me? Who won?
Who won the race? Oh my goodness.
The 3-car.
The 3-car wins.
Cinnamon, right? Chris
It is Cinnamon.
Chris Cinnamon comes out with the win. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Chris Cinnamon wins this race. What a finish. Welcome to NASRA ARCA Extreme Style. Holy cow, put me to bed, mama. I have seen a humdinger tonight virtually from Michigan. Cars battered, destroyed, fighting
Peyton
for
Howell.
it.
He was the man to beat here tonight.
Holy
Oh,
smokes.
man, just devastating at the line.
It is Cinnamon is your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Cinnamon is your winner. Unofficially, Brett Tucker second. Nathan Rogue is third. Clinton Sneed fourth. And Peyton Howell, who was coming to the checkered flag as the leader of the top 5. Oh my goodness. Look at Cinnamon celebrating in the number 3 car.
Oh, I'd be celebrating if I was him.
Wow.
That's awesome for him. Unbelievable finish. Very unfortunate for Peyton and Castleberry. I think there's going to be some tensions there for sure going into next week.
Holy smokes. I mean, they were fighting for it. Let's try to show you at least the last lap. Let's not go all the way back to the beginning, but let's show the last lap of the race, if you will, and watch these drivers fighting and clawing. I mean, anybody could have won this thing. Red Tucker was back in it. Gabriel Ellison was right in the battle. You had the cars with cold tires like Clinton Castleberry. And honestly, I could not believe that, Castleberry turned the leader. I mean, he had a run on the bottom of the racetrack. Let's look at this. Can we take all the graphics off? Let's get rid of all the graphics. Let's just show the race itself. Clear the graphics off the screen. And look at this now. You saw Ellison get into Tucker, Ellison in the wall, Tucker spins, keeps on going, and then Castleberry turns the 19 of Howell, puts him in the wall, the 3 come out of nowhere, and he crosses the line and wins, and Chris Cinnamon. What a finish.
Yeah, that was a pretty dangerous move there by Castleberry. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
That's if this was real life, that would have been, you don't do
You
that
never
thing.
hook a driver on the right rear.
No,
Never
you
hook
don't.
the driver
You
on the
don't
right
do
rear.
I don't agree with that. Castleberry gave, who was it, Bradley, a little shove there. That's different. He didn't damage the car. He gave him a little spin. This is a whole nother ball game. Like that is, could be considered, attempted murder in real life, really, right? So
let's look at Howell one more time, as he looked like he was clear selling. There's Red Tucker, and he weasels by here in that 99 machine, another great esports competitor on NASRA, to finish in second. But he hooks the right rear. He hooked the right rear. The 21 Castleberry did to the 19 of Howell. Howell had this race won. Clinton Castleberry dove to the right rear. You hooked him. In reality, you don't do that in real life. And here comes Chris Cinnamon, slow-mo, out of nowhere. I'll weasel on by. I'll take the checkered flag. I'll win this race. Look at the 87, clearing him as well. Nathan Rogue with a good run, too. A good finish. Wow.
wow.
Watch the 99 of Red Tucker, everybody. Watch him as he was dirt tracking it, if you will, off the corner, fighting that car. And here comes Chris Cinnamon, the winner, the proverbial winner on the outside. He's on the upper left. And there you see Red Tucker driving through the grass. Look at how close the finish was here. Tucker was in the lead. Tucker had the lead. He was going to win this thing.
Tucker would have won that thing if he didn't get loose off of fourth.
Yes, sir.
If he didn't lose all that momentum, he would
Wow.
have had that win. So it's you could not ask for more drama at the finish line than this. Like, this is unbelievable.
What a finish. What a race. Let's take a look at the unofficial results here tonight for ARCA NASRA from Michigan. We hope you've enjoyed this over 2-hour diversion here this evening on
Can you
Extreme
imagine
Sim
that,
TV.
Wesley?
Do what?
After what we had going into that last 10 laps, can you imagine that we just had that finish? That is
What a
it just
finish.
shows
What a
you how
race.
things just flip, hey? Like, that is unbelievable.
What a finish. Let's go down and grab our top 3 finishers here in just a moment. We'll put them in the waiting room and get our top 3. But first, here is your unofficial results. Chris Cinnamon is your winner. Rhett Tucker is second. Rogue is third. Oh man, Samuel in the 49 is in fourth, and Peyton Howell will come back and at least finish fifth in this race, but he has got to be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll try to grab a word with them. I don't know if we can do that, but I don't know if we should. Maybe we'll let those guys cool down a little bit right now, because I imagine I'd be pretty upset if I was Peyton right now too. So
you see the rest of the rundown here. We'll grab our drivers real quickly and at least grab our top 3. We got to be off the air here by at least 9:55, guys. So we're going to make these interviews go really, really quickly because I have other announcing obligations for iRacing at the top of the hour. But nonetheless, the winner, Chris Cinnamon. And Chris, oh my goodness, that came out of nowhere, dude.
Wow, what a finish that was, eh?
wow.
What's going through your mind when they're coming to the caution or they're coming to the checker and they're crashing like that, and you're like, okay, I'm at least take a top 5. Wait a minute, I can win this thing.
Pretty much. I made a mistake and caused the first caution, went a lap down, and I was chasing it the whole time, and got lucky to be where I was at the end there.
Wow, what a run.
Wow. I'm honestly speechless right now after that finish, man. That was unbelievable. This is your first win in the series, though, if I'm correct, right?
It is, yes.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Tell us about just how that feels, and, take us through that last 4, coming through 3 and 4 there. Just take us through that last lap in your eyes.
Well, the whole race, I had a fast car on the long drive there, but like I said, I made the mistake early. I was behind. I tried to short pit, try and get a lap back, and thought it wasn't going to work. I got lucky at a caution, and here I was on the last restart, right place at the right time.
When it counted the most, a big, big win for you, bud. Congratulations. Go ahead and thank those sponsors real quickly on the number 3 in Victory Lane.
Yeah, this is a throwback car to my father's car. About 10 years ago, I did a little Father's Day tribute to him there. Lordco Auto Parts, Gordon Auto Sales. I think that's it right now.
All right, man. Congratulations. A wild race, if you will, when it's all said and done. The driver of the number 3 machine picking up the victory. Again, that's the driver, Chris Cinnamon from Canada. Winning from Canada, our friend of the North. What a phenomenal job. Second spot here as we continue our post-race wrap-up from Michigan is going to be Nathan Rogan, 87. Nathan, what's your take of what happened the final lap here at Michigan? And you had a pretty good solid run all day long.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. Ryan came into me on the first restart. I guess he got popped, and then I had to slow down. I accidentally bumped him, so I apologize, Ryan. But, that was a crazy finish. I shot through the middle and somehow made it.
Well, a performance that you definitely had a strong run. At least you were going to get a top 5 out of the deal. What's going through your mind? You come off that last corner. I know we spoke to the winner. And by the way, we're hearing things being said. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm going through the ARCA chat right now, and it says, hey, Clinton Castleberry says point blank, Derek, hey, I'm sorry, Peyton. I'm just trying to keep the draft. I made a mistake. Gabriel Ellison says, hey, man, first rule of racing is learning how to wreck someone without wrecking yourself. So again, a lot of mistakes might have been made. Like you said, you never try to hook somebody in the right rear, but what's done is done, Nathan. What is your take of what's coming through the last corner and you see all this chaos happening? What do you do as a virtual reality driver to get through the field?
Stuck it to the floor and dodged what I could. I did pretty good. I think I made it through.
Well, there you go. There's the driver of the driver, Nathan Rogue. He'll finish in the number 2 spot. Finally, in third position for the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200 is Rhett Tucker. Rhett Tucker again in the number 99 entry out of Newport Richey, Florida. First off, thank you for sponsoring this race, Rhett. And secondly, what's your take of the craziness that went on here at Michigan and you get a podium out of the deal?
Dude, I almost fell asleep on like lap 80, and then it was time to turn it up a notch. All right, we had to make it a good show at least. And dude, I love racing Gabriel Ellison so much because that dude is a wheelman, and we were bumping and banging. But I was not lifting in 3 and 4. Like I apologize. I don't know. I probably got one coming. We're both locked in.
Do you realize you could have won this race, Rhett? You had somebody in the chat box, April Post, going bonkers for you in the Extreme Sim broadcast box, and she was rooting you the whole way. But you literally, from the replay we saw of things, you were leading after dirt tracking off a turn
sideways.
4. You could have won this race.
Yeah, I grew up on the dirt. I'm just happy I saved it. That's cool. Cinnamon got it, man. I got to put my skills, to use.
I didn't know if you were getting excited, if you could see it happen and maybe started to celebrate a little bit earlier or what. But yeah,
dude, I just tried to make it to the finish line. I knew people were gonna be hauling behind me. That was wild, dude.
Yeah, that was honestly probably the craziest finish I've ever seen personally. So
Well, I thought Daytona was pretty good, but I was about to say, how in the heck can you top it for sure? I mean, you guys did it tonight, definitely. And again, Rhett, you run all of our series that we've done, the Trucks, the ARCA, the Outlaw Super Late Model Deal. What's your take of all these drivers and the way they ran? I mean, I know there's going to be some hurt feelings. I know that the chat box is blowing up, and there's some people saying, hey, if this was reality, there'd be a fight right now and security be trying to protect,
dude, that's
Clinton
racing.
Castleberry. But that's racing. That's racing. But
I grew up at the racetrack having to break fights up, I mean, that's I felt bad. I kind of got into Peyton last night. I was apologizing to him about that. And Gabe, that was the last lap deal. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is obviously there's going to be some hurt feelings here. I would say you never hook right rear. You never try to hook the right rear. But I mean, things happen. You're all going at it, and I'll say this as well, Rhett. And we said this in reality and virtual because I've called a lot of real races and a lot of esports races. When you mix up cold tires with fresh tires, and then you mix up worn out tires with new tires, and you have this exchange. You have this craziness of a finish that we saw here tonight at Virtual Michigan.
Hey, those RTR boys were coming. We had a caution. We knew what to do. I said, if that leader stays out, we're coming in. We got some freshies, and we made it up there.
Well, that's going to do it for sure. There's our top 3 drivers, Rhett Tucker. Rhett, thank you so much for sponsoring this race, and we'll see you at Dover next week.
Thank you. That was a team effort, man. Everybody helped sponsor this race from RTR, and thank you guys for putting it on. Can't wait for the next one.
And I believe talking with somebody the other day that I'm going to be doing some voiceover work and some things with RTR as well for a new RTR site that you guys got coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyhow, there's third place for the driver of Rhett Tucker from Florida. When it's all said and done, Chris Cinnamon out of Canada winning here tonight for our friends of the North in the Rhett Tucker Racing Esports 200. Oh my goodness. I got to get ready for another esports broadcast. It's on the dirt. Go figure. But Derek Fulton, fun time here tonight. What's your thoughts as we wrap up Extreme Sim TV coverage from Michigan for the NASRA ARCA series?
Oh, well, exactly like Rhett was said. Like he said, it was getting a little, it's almost like we knew it was going to happen. Right. And then it's just unbelievable sometimes the way some of these things play out, and you can never call it. Right. It's never over until it's over. And that just proved it tonight. I would have never guessed that to happen, but it happened.
And from there on, we will pack our bags and we will prepare for our next race of coverage for the NASRA ARCA series. And that will be at Dover next Thursday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Extreme Sim TV. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. For Michael McKinnon and everybody that is involved with the NASRA ARCA series, thank you for joining us. For Matt Johnson, awesome job running the cameras for Extreme Sim TV. For Derek Fulton, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Chris Cinnamon out of nowhere, winning tonight's round of the NASRA ARCA series here in the Wine Irish Hills of Michigan. God bless you all. Please keep on